Heyo, what's going on everybody? My name's Alexander Buffalo and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. I've got another gameplay and build video for you guys today. Build I've got here is my current high rank build. We are towards the end of high rank, right towards the final boss, I believe, for what the game has so far. It's been a ton of fun. Anyway, so let's get into the build. So the build is centered around crit. And I love this build because it can be used with pretty much any weapon type that you could want, from Blade Master, pretty much every Blade Master, and pretty much gunner stuff included, which is awesome. I like those kind of sets because you can make one set and have it be generally useful for everything. Which, unless you're wanting to build very specific sets, which you can for the weapons you really like, but this is good for using any weapon you want if you're trying something new and just kind of want to dink around, etc. So, like I said, I base this around crit. So pretty much every Nargacuga weapon is a good go-to for this. And then the Rajang legs and waist are phenomenal for crit builds because they have this ability called critical boost. Having the legs and waist gives you level 3, which means increases damage dealt by critical hits to 40%. Normal critical hits, when you trigger them, are 25%. 40% is a lot more, obviously, which means you're doing a lot more damage on those crits. When you're using a Nargacuga weapon, and if you can get more affinity on them, it's even better. So like Sword and Shield, for example, Nargacuga Sword and Shield, 30% affinity, 30% of the time you're going to be doing 40% more damage, which is much better than 25%. And the other Nargacuga weapons have different modifiers and stats, etc., so you'll get different numbers. Some weapons it's even better because it has higher affinity. The other gear I use is the Rathalos braces, specifically just attack boost level 2 is good. It's solid for everything and has a level 2 slot, which is great. Izuchi chest and mask, kind of like in low rank. 1, I like the look of it. 2, they give Razor Sharp and Spare Shot level 3 with using those 2 sets, which Razor Sharp's great for Blade Masters, especially the Nargacuga weapons, which I'll get to in a moment. Spare Shot is generally useful and good for any range set if you're just going basic. They also each have a slot. One level 1 slot's okay, but you can fit some stuff in there as it is. So, as I was saying, why I like the Razor Sharp is all the Nargacuga weapons only have white. They get up to white sharpness, which is great for high rank especially, but they don't have very much. But with level 3 Razor Sharp, you're 50% of the time your weapon's not going to use up its durability when you hit. That pretty much allows you, when you're fighting a monster, to basically have barely or not even quite used up the white sharpness by the time it runs to a new location, which then you get to sharpen for free. Works out really well. Also, the set includes various amounts of decorations, so you can pretty much slot in any easy level 1 decorations that you want for whatever weapon you're using. For example, Sword and Shield, I have a couple sluggers decorations on there, so I can get more stuns with the shield. With longsword, I have like quick sheathing and etc. from there. I'm not really going to talk about talismans. Those are pretty much up in the air. You get them, you get whatever you get because it's RNG. I have a recovery up 2-1 here just because it's generally useful. It gives you some more health when you heal. And everyone gets hit a little bit, so it is what it is. Let me show you real quick, if you're not to the upper end of high rank with the Rajang parts, other stuff you could use. So the first other thing I would recommend would be the rest of the Rathalos set. It gives you just solid more attack, which is always useful. If you can, instead of the Rathalos waist piece, which does give you attack boost 2 and windproof, but only a level 2 slot, if possible, make the Anjanath waist piece, because it's attack boost 2, you don't get windproof. Windproof is meh anyway. And it gives you a level 2 slot and 2 level 1 slots. Just better. I don't have them because I have fought both of these guys many times. Have not gotten either one's gem. It's driving me nuts, but I'll get it at some point. That's why I switched the Rajang set anyway, so now I'll make it when I make it. If you're not even to there yet, Izuchi stuff, solid for just getting you through high rank. Nothing special, but it's some good stuff. Like I said, the chest and headpiece are great. As far as earlier, Rathian Coil I think is pretty great. Recovery up 2 is good for everybody. Just makes your healing more efficient. Everyone's going to get hit. Everyone's going to have to heal. We're not all great speedrunners, right? So easier healing, more efficient healing is great. Can save you many times. For that, for legs, the Ingot Greaves actually aren't bad. They give you attack boost 2 and crit eye 2. So if you're not to like Rajang yet, that's what I was running at the time. I was running Ingot Greaves up until I got the Rathalos stuff and etc. That's pretty much the build. Like I said, can use it with pretty much any weapon. The Nargacuga weapons especially work really well. Other than that, let's show you guys some gameplay of the build in action. Let's get to it. All right, so we're fighting Tobikadachi. Real quick hint, if you haven't been doing it, a really, really good way to start off every fight so you can get more materials is to grab one of the other monsters in the map and bring it to the one that you're actually fighting. It will get you not only a lot of damage to start off on the monster, but it will also get you... You can get 3 more material drops from every monster that that you hit with a Wyvern ride specifically. So you see all those shinies on the ground? Those are bonus Tobikadachi materials in this case. And I generally do it, so you can do that with every monster. So now that I use Zinogre to take out Tobikadachi, if I really wanted more parts, I would actually ram the Zinogre into the Tobikadachi, and that would make the Tobikadachi immediately mountable, which I could then use the Tobikadachi to attack the Zinogre and get more parts from the Zinogre as well. I would do that pretty much every time. There's no reason not to, and Tobikadachi just knocked me off the cliff. Lovely. There's really no reason not to, and you can do that with the other monster on the map too. So that's 9 extra mats you can get, given 2 of them are from random monsters that you may not need, but there's never a bad there's never not a reason to have more mats. So in this case, Rathian came over, so now I'm going to beat on Rathian with Tobikadachi and get some free Rathian parts. If I can time my stuff right. Bop. And bop. I found that Tobikadachi is a great monster to mount to do damage, because it does a lot of damage with its hits, and it's also very quick on those hits. It's hard to mess it up. So in this case, I don't really care about doing damage to Rathian. I want to mount Rathian again, but I screwed that up. I would ram Tobikadachi into the Rathian, so that then I can use Rathian to attack Tobikadachi again just to get more damage. Oh, these two are just hanging out together, even though they just beat on each other. Counter! Yeah, look at these. Like, Sword and Shield's damage is... I love the Sword and Shield anyway. This crit set sometimes does some insane damage, which is why I love this set. Look at that, 109 damage on that. Solid. Sword and Shield is probably my favorite weapon, still in the game. It was pretty much in the last one too, but... Oh, timed that terribly. But yeah, it's so good. So good. Yeah, so Nargacuga just left. So, like I said with the Razor Sharp thing, the white sharpness on these Nargacuga weapons when you have level 3 Razor Sharp pretty much runs out right when the monster leaves every single time. So you pretty much have white sharpness the entire fight without having to, like, actually sharpen during the actual fights, which is great. They're just so entertaining to just permanently cut these guys with the Sword and Shield. Oh, that was terribly timed. Do a quick heal in. That recovery up giving us a much bigger heal, which is always nice. And so with the set having so many decoration slots, you can also customize the decorations to help fit the weapon that you're using at the time. So like on this set, I have slugger points in so I can get these clutch knockouts more with the Sword and Shield. You'd probably do the same with like hammer and whatnot as well. There we go, broke one hand. I need these claws for the next weapon I'm super excited to make. There we go. Good fight. Tobikadachi down. Not bad. Let's move on to something a little bit tougher. Go to sleepy bye, Barioth. Thank you, Somnicanth. Okay, so we're fighting Barioth. To showcase that it does work with multiple weapons, I am now using the same build with some slightly different decorations using Longsword, and I need to focus, otherwise I am going to get wrecked. Yeah, even though they're in technically the same tier, Barioth is way more difficult than Tobikadachi, and always has been and always will be. Here we go. And again, so just like the Sword and Shield, as you can see, my sharpness was almost out. But he's leaving, so now we're good to go. Just resharpen, be ready for the next one. Ah! Ah! Stupid Somnicanth. You're not helping me now. You were helping me earlier. You roaring so that he gets a free hit on me does not help. Oh, he's mad. You can tell by his eyes being orange. Will you stop backing away? Just fight me. Alright. Is it bad that I ironically had an easier time fighting Rajang than I'm having fighting this thing right now? Tails off. Fortunately, that knocked him out of my thing, but that's okay. Let's get him in this trap for us. Nice and convenient. Come here. Come to the suspicious purple mist. It's not bad at all, I promise. You'll love it. Haha! Fooled you. You'll hate it here. Bop, 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 bop. No, you don't get to leave. No, he's gonna leave. Darn it. That's okay. I need to cut your or harvest your tail anyway. Shink. There we go. Barioth down. Not too shabby. Good old longsword action. Not the best longsworder, but it is a fun weapon for sure. Alright guys, well, that's all I got for you this time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see some more content from me. I'll keep pumping out these Monster Hunter Rise videos because I love this game. It is great. And otherwise, till next time, see you guys in the next one. See ya!